Good morning and Merry Christmas. I'm Jessica Layton in for Joe and Savannah today. We begin this hour with the severe weather on the West Coast brought on by an atmospheric river. A state of emergency is in place across Southern California this morning, where that powerful Christmas week storm is bringing heavy rain and flooding. Evacuation orders have been issued across the region over life-threatening floods and dangerous road conditions that are expected to impact Christmas travel. On Wednesday, authorities in San Bernardino shared this video on X of rushing water on a road, and they urged drivers to be cautious and to never drive through flooded roads, adding, quote, "It doesn't take much water to create a dangerous situation." It is day 3 of this massive storm, and forecasters warn its impacts could last through the weekend, with thunderstorms and several more inches of rain expected over the next few days on already saturated ground. NBC News correspondent Dana Griffin is in Altadena with the latest. Dana, good morning.
This is shaping up to be one of the rainiest Christmases we have seen in recent years here in Los Angeles County, which is expected to get up to 10 inches of rain this week from this massive atmospheric river that has dumped so much rain across the state. We have seen cars submerged. We have seen roadways which look almost like they've turned into lakes. That's because so much is falling in such a quick amount of time. We know that one man was killed in San Diego due to a fallen tree limb. Here in Altadena, this is one of those concern areas because it was devastated by those deadly wildfires earlier this year, and mud debris flows are one of the major concerns. I want to show you this particular spot here in Altadena. We are seeing mud trickle down this hillside, and these K-rails are here to hopefully hold back potential debris flows, but as you can see, it's already come over. We've seen crews trying to scoop up the mud that has made its way onto the streets so that roads like this are not impassable. Officials warn that even though most of the rain came on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, it is still going to stick around. And they say even days after the storm moves through, the threat is not over, because when you've got all of this saturated ground, it can pose a risk for potential slides.
Dana, thank you. And now let's get to meteorologist Kelly Moody for your Christmas Day forecast. Kelly, good morning.
The West Coast is bracing for new rounds of heavy rain, wind, and mountain snow, all fueled by the atmospheric river. The flood risk will be elevated on Thursday, especially near burn scars and for mountain communities in Southern California. High rainfall rates in these regions may lead to debris flow and mudslides. Now, on Friday, more rain and snow are expected to continue. By Saturday, precipitation does start to taper a bit in California as the storm starts to move off into the Great Basin and the Rockies. Additional rainfall amounts from Friday will range from 3 to 5 inches, but storm totals could even approach a foot in some spots. Now, total snowfall amounts in the Sierra Mountains will range anywhere from 4 to 8 feet even possible. Now, in the Northeast, we will also see messy winter weather. A storm sliding out of Canada will bring accumulating snow to much of New York, northern Pennsylvania, southern New England, and New Jersey by Friday evening. An icy mix can be expected from Virginia to southern Pennsylvania. Snow may linger into Saturday morning, that is, across portions of the Northeast, and snowfall totals here are ranging anywhere from 4 to 8 inches. Friday's travel conditions do remain challenging for both coasts. Airports in Philly, New York, San Fran, Los Angeles, and Las Vegas could all see delays. Plus, roads across the Northeast are likely to be slick with snow and ice, and in the West, heavy rain and flooding may cause problems on the roads. Now, Sunday's travel does look to have some improvements, just a little bit smoother. Some showers expected across the Midwest and the Great Lakes. Meanwhile, highs on Christmas Day are expected to soar 15 to 35 degrees above average for the middle of the country. Could be one of the warmest Christmas days ever for parts of the nation. Records will likely be challenged in Dallas, El Paso, Denver, Salt Lake City, Memphis, Wichita, and dozens more over the next couple days. Back to you.
Federal investigators are just starting to gather clues into what caused that deadly explosion at a Pennsylvania nursing home earlier this week. NBC News correspondent Sam Brock has the latest.
It has been an incredibly traumatic couple of days for the folks here in Bristol Township, and unfortunately, they're no closer to learning what caused that catastrophic explosion earlier this week. Now, the NTSB has been on the ground investigating. Typically, you'll associate that federal agency with aviation accidents, but they also do look into pipeline incidents as well, and that's what they're trying to figure out right now, because this entire situation started with a call, according to police, from the nursing home here about the smell of an odor of gas. And so PECO, which is the utility company, came out. They said their crews were on the ground, we learned, for a couple of hours before there was that massive explosion, and then a huge response from police and fire going in there and saving, we also learned, more than 100 residents that were inside this building, in addition to some of the staff members as well. The totals that we have right now, 2 confirmed fatalities. They are both women. One of them was an employee, 52 years old. The other a resident. We don't know her age. Police also confirming that one of them died in this section of the building over my shoulder right here, what used to be the kitchen. There are 19 people now hospitalized, one of them in critical condition, as right now the search continues to just find out whether or not there was a role to be played with that gas pipeline. This is according to the governor, that preliminarily is what appears to be the cause, and yet the NTSB says it's going to take them a couple of days, more than likely, to clear out all of this debris to access the natural gas service line, which goes from the road into the interior of the building, to even be able to assess that. So many questions still at play right now, as residents really are just grateful if they have their loved ones, many of them ending up in other nursing homes nearby. Sabre, which is the company that is the consultant here, says they've transferred as many people as they could to either their affiliates or other nursing homes that are helped. Everyone trying to pitch in right now in what continues to be an immense tragedy for this community. Sam Brock, NBC News, Bucks County. Back to you.
Sam, thank you. Well, this morning, there's a new twist in the Jeffrey Epstein case. Almost a week after the deadline to release the files, the DOJ is now saying it has discovered more than 1 million more documents that could potentially be related to this investigation. NBC News Capitol Hill correspondent Julie Sirkin has the details. Julie, good morning.
Jessica, good morning. Merry Christmas. The president got into the holiday spirit last night. He called into NORAD's Santa tracker, spoke to some kids, asking them what they want for the holidays, and then talked to some service members as well. That is the tradition for presidents. He did it during his first term as well. But the work is not stopping in his administration. Specifically, I want to talk to you about the Department of Justice, because on X yesterday, they posted essentially saying that the SDNY, the Southern District of New York, and the FBI, remember that was the lead federal prosecutor in the Epstein case and investigating Epstein back in 2019, they turned over to the DOJ 1 million additional documents than the DOJ has previously known existed concerning the Epstein investigation. Now, not all of them could be related to the investigation. In this X post, they intentionally say potentially related. But bottom line, what this means for the public that is awaiting these files is it could take a few more weeks to get all of them. The DOJ already nearly 1 week past that deadline that Congress said by the law that they passed. They were supposed to turn over all of the files related to Epstein's horrific crimes by last Friday. They didn't do that. Now potentially 1 million more documents for lawyers to pore over. Remember, they have to redact sensitive information and victim names. Some of Epstein's survivors, by the way, speaking out, saying they disapprove of how the DOJ had handled this process. Top Democrats also reacting, threatening to hold Attorney General Pam Bondi in contempt of Congress, threatening legal action against the DOJ. Republicans would have to join them in that effort. But certainly a major development as we wait to see more of these files that could potentially keep on coming this week. Jessica?
All right, Julie, thank you. One lucky person is waking up to a Christmas money miracle this morning. That's right. The Powerball jackpot has finally been won. A single winning ticket sold in Arkansas, claiming the grand prize of more than $1.8 billion from Christmas Eve's historic drawing. This pot had a cash option of nearly $835 million. So that makes it the second largest U.S. lotto jackpot ever. It also marks just the second time the Powerball jackpot has been won by a ticket that was sold in Arkansas. The first came back in 2010. Quite a Christmas. The city of Bethlehem, the biblical birthplace of Jesus in Israel's occupied West Bank, is experiencing a renaissance. Once again, it is filled with pilgrims and tourists, a very different picture than the one we've seen over the last 2 years in that war-torn region. NBC News international correspondent Matt Bradley has more.
The Little Drummer Boys and Girls are back in Bethlehem. And this Christmas, there's more to celebrate.
Christmas started here in Bethlehem about 2,000 years ago. And now, after a 2-year break, Christmas is making a comeback right where it was born.
Out of respect and reverence for the huge loss of life in the Gaza Strip, where despite 11 weeks of a tenuous truce, some fighting continues, and winter is bearing down on nearly 2 million displaced people, most living in tents. Despite the continued suffering, Gaza is celebrating again too. At the Enclave's only Catholic church this week, a Christmas Mass, and some rare sightings of joy. It's why Bethlehem's mayor decided to bring back the city's Christmas parade.
We need to live. We need to send the message of life, the message of peace from Bethlehem.
And Bethlehem needs tourists. The war and COVID before that scared away millions of visitors, the city's lifeblood. When Jairus Atrash isn't playing the bagpipes, he used to make a living selling souvenirs. But he left the business when the tourists stopped coming.
Is this a Merry Christmas for the Palestinians here?
Christmas is back. We are happy from our faces, but in our heart we are not that much happy.
But even if this Christmas doesn't feel quite the same, folks here hope it sends a message to the world.
We're bringing the spirit back and the Christmas vibes back, even though we had a 2 years war.
Returning the spirit of Christmas to where it was always meant to be. Matt Bradley, NBC News, Bethlehem.
At the Vatican, Pope Leo XIV is celebrating his first Christmas as Pontiff. The Chicago-born Pope brought back the tradition of holding Christmas Eve Mass in St. Peter's Basilica, which hasn't been done since the 1990s. He renewed his calls for peace and kindness to strangers before giving a blessing to thousands of people from the balcony overlooking St. Peter's Square. NBC News international correspondent Molly Hunter has a look at the Pope's Christmas celebration and some of the biggest moments from his first year as the leader of the Roman Catholic Church.
The first American Pope speaking in Italian to a crowd of thousands in St. Peter's Basilica, emphasizing a message of hope and humanity. Quoting his predecessor, Pope Francis, this time of year rekindles in us the gift and task of bringing hope wherever hope has been lost. He described Christmas as a season of gratitude and mission, saying gratitude for the gift received and mission to bear witness to it before the world. In his first 8 months, the Pontiff has been busy, traveling to Turkey and Lebanon, speaking out about U.S. immigration policy and the situation in Gaza, and in recent weeks, sharing a message with Americans of all faiths.
To encourage all people to try and promote peace and harmony.
At the Vatican this month, getting into the holiday spirit. The Christmas tree and nativity scene all lit up in St. Peter's Square, and Leo meeting with the youngest of nativity actors. Even a holiday concert with Michael Bublé.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Michael Bublé, your Italian is wonderful. Thank you so much.
The faithful gathering to celebrate the message of hope at Christmas.
Molly, thank you. From a swift engagement to a kiss cam moment seen around the world, the world of pop culture was marked by major successes and a few stumbles this past year. So before we go turning the page on 2025, our own Joe Fryer has this look back at what had everyone talking.
It was a good year to be Bad Bunny.
You're fired. Fired?
The rapper dominated the charts while giving Puerto Rico a boost with his historic residency. Taylor ended her record-breaking tour, then swiftly launched a new era.
This is my brand new album.
Her 12th album, and weeks later her engagement, the Kansas City Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce.
Slime Cube.
On the big screen, a movie inspired by a video game ruled the box office, while K-pop Demon Hunters became the most streamed movie ever on Netflix, powered by an infectious soundtrack featuring the song Golden. Also golden, Anora winning the Oscar for Best Picture.
Welcome to the pit. Let's go save some lives.
Freshman TV shows The Pit and The Studio.
Everyone wants something from me, and I can't give it to them.
Both victorious at the Emmys.
Cowboy Carter.
And Beyonce, who won 3 Grammys, finally taking home the trophy for Album of the Year.
I just want to encourage people to do what they're passionate about.
With that, the world finally made sense until it didn't. The inexplicable 6'7" trend took over social media, and this kiss cam moment from a Coldplay concert became an overnight sensation. Late night TV was rocked by 2 earthquakes. CBS canceled Late Night with Stephen Colbert. Then ABC briefly suspended Jimmy Kimmel for comments made after the assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk.
The MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them.
For another late night staple, it was a year of celebration.
Live from New York,
it's Saturday night.
Saturday Night Live marked 50 years with a star-studded special.
I eat 4 cheese lasagna.
Also celebrating half a century, Jaws. While Peanuts turned 75, and the Radio City Rockettes high-kicked their way to 100. On the diamond, the LA Dodgers repeated as world champs, and the Eagles flew to a Super Bowl win. Green on the gridiron and in the theater.
I'm off to see the wizard.
The final chapter of Wicked from our sister company Universal Pictures gave fans something to sing about for good. Joe Fryer, NBC News.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.